Greetings, love, light, and darkness be unto you. I am Queen Kenya, the life coach, aka Empress Queen, and I am thankful that you are here with me today. Thank you for joining my YouTube, and I would like for you to go ahead and subscribe and like the video already. I am excited about all the things that are going to be happening in 2022 this year. It starts here. I've already begun it, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to share with you on this platform. If you have been a follower of mine over the years, then you know in the past I have done videos with the entitled of Soulspirations. I have a Soulspiration calendar that I put out every year for the last probably 5 years or so. And each month is an inspirational, soulspirational message, a message that inspires your soul. And so those calendars are now available for pre-order. If you go to my website, www.empressqueenkenya.com, you can browse through the website and take a look and make a purchase of the calendar. The calendar is $20 this year. So now that I got all of that out the way, I just want to say thank you for showing up here today and being with me. This is still a soulspiration because it will inspire your soul. I'm going to continue to do my soulspirations, but I will also add this year soulspiration tidbits. Those are going to be quick 10-minute sessions of inspiration, just kind of like words of the day for those people who don't have long attention spans but still want to get the word in. And then when they build themselves up, they can join us on the longer sessions. Hopefully that will be soon. Okay, so today's topic of discussion is embracing your sexuality. Embracing your sexuality. It's hard, and it has been hard, and it is hard for many people, especially people of color, people that look like me, to embrace their sexuality with freedom and be liberated in it. Because for so long, the religious sector of the culture has ostracized and just dominated with hate toward homosexuality according to the Bible and the rhetoric of it. Now, what I say here, I am not intending to hurt anybody's feelings or offend anyone. I am speaking my truth. Therefore, if you do not relate to my truth, that's fine. I understand. But I'm speaking from a place of experience to me to reach an audience who can relate. So, with that being said, let me give you a little bit of insight on my background as in relation to religion. I grew up in a church. I was raised in a church. I was an altar girl in the Methodist Church, in the United Methodist Church. I was an altar girl. I was one of those that went and lit the altar. Those was the most sacred ones, and I started since I was a little girl. I had to be like 7, 8 years old when I started. But I grew up Methodist Church, United Methodist, Baptist, Catholic, African Methodist, Episcopal. Those are just a few of the denominations that I have been a part of. I had been a part of over the years. And when I say I grew up in a church, baby, when the church doors open, I was there. And as an adult, as time went by, when the church doors closed, I was there. I was so caught up in wanting to be right and righteous, wanting to do all the right things that were told to me, that was said to be the right things before God. Little did I know I had to learn for myself that it was more important for me to gain a relationship with my Creator than it was for me to go and sit before man and hear the word of God. I'm not here to offend anybody, but I'm here to speak my truth. I am of great creation. I am created in the image of God. I am God. I am Goddess. When you know who you are, you know what you have, and you know what you behold upon yourself, within yourself, I should say. So, knowing my background, knowing that I grew up in the church. Let me move this over here a little bit. But knowing that I grew up in the church, that kind of gives you an idea of what home life was like, just a little bit. Even when my mother, who raised me and did a wonderful job, I give honor and thanks for my mother. Even though there were times when she wasn't attending church, she would send me to church. She always made sure I went. And the premises of that at that time, because of the generation that she grew up in, that was the thing that was taught. You raise your kids right. To be raised right is to be grown up in the church and be close with God, to have a relationship with God. And for our people at the time, that's what a relationship with God looked like. Little did we know that there were agendas from high places to, I don't even know, to stagnate the growth and the elevation of the being who looks like me in the culture and the society of the world that we live in. There was a plan from long ago in the form of religion. And even though that plan was already in play, a lot of families weren't in a place to understand the true mechanisms of it and what it looked like. So what does all this have to do with freedom and embracing my sexuality? Well, I am polyamorous, number one. I am bisexual, number two. I have known that I was bisexual since I was 7 years old. That's when it clicked in me and I knew. Now you saying at such a young age as a child, how could you know? When you know, you know. When you're a child, you're pure and you're innocent. You don't have the recollection of dividing things. Those things are taught to you. Those things are impressed upon you. Those things are programs that are given to you. Well, they tell you, oh, this is evil. This is demonic. That this is this and this is that. Over and over and over again. They program you to get you to believe that that is your truth. But I'm here today to tell you that in order for you to know your truth, you have to sit with yourself. You have to sit with yourself and you have to go within and be with God, because God is within you. God is not external. God is not sitting in the pulpit. God is not, forgive me. God is not sitting in the sanctuary or the temple waiting for you to show up. God is within you. That's what it means when in the Bible they say you are the temple. You the temple. You the house of God. And if you the house of God and God is in the house, God is within you, right? So, as I was a 7-year-old girl invited to a slumber party that I was so excited about attending, and there was this girl, I will leave her nameless for the sake of her. I don't even know where she at today. I don't know if she's still alive. But we was in second grade. She invited me over to her house for a slumber party. It was her birthday. And it was wonderful. We had a good time, fun time for kids. Lights went out, time to go to sleep. She came to me, she said, "Can you come here? I want to show you something." So I went. I stood before her and she kissed me. That moment when she kissed me, something inside of me sparked. And I knew then that I liked it. Not only that I knew that I liked it, I knew that that was me. I liked boys at the time too. Y'all be saying, "Oh, kids too young to know about." They know. They know all about it because they done been here before. That's a whole nother topic. But in that moment, it activated and sparked something in me. And I realized then that that was me. That was a part of me that I hadn't acknowledged or embraced at the time. But I realized it in that moment. So fast forward to a few months, years later within my childhood, I was exposed to other situations where I was able to be around other girls who are around my age for extended amount of time, whether it be family meetings or gatherings or just, spending time at a friend's house. And in those moments, that's when I found myself. Y'all know how we used to do. We used to play house. And a lot of times when I was playing house, I was not playing with little boys. So I was playing house, and I was playing house with girls. And we had fun doing what grown folks do. That's what they said back then. So it became a thing for me to engage and interact sexually with young girls at a young age, from 7 to 10, 11 years old. No, I say 10. Yeah. By that time, I had enough experiences to know that that was me and that was a part of me, and I liked it. Now, as I grew older, still going to church, I began to hear the messages about homosexuality. And when I began to hear the messages about homosexuality, they start to hit home hard. And so I realized, I said, oh, these people talking about this is a sin, this ain't right, this is demonic, this is evil. So I'm evil now? Because this is within me, I gotta get it out of me? I'm possessed now? I tarried for years within my spirit in turmoil, back and forth, a fight of wanting to live right and righteous and wanting to be free and truly just be free and do me. It was a battle for me. I wanted to do the right thing, as they said what the right thing was, but I wanted to be me and have fun. And being me and having fun and embracing my true self at that time looked like me being with girls and boys. And I know y'all saying you was too young to be doing all that anyway. Well, it is what it is. If I told y'all when I started having sex, well, that's a whole nother thing. Because I was already engaging and stuff, 8, 9, 10. But literally, to go into penetration, that didn't happen. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that didn't happen until I was 13. So, before then, it was just oral pleasures. Still, I consider it all sex. So I started having sex at a young age, 8 years old, pretty much, basically. But with penetration, 13. So by the time I got into the church with the lessons, started coming forth about homosexuality, I realized, hey, this is not right, from what they was telling me. So what I started to do was suppress the energy of my being. I started to suppress the desires of my heart. I told myself, I can't be this way. This ain't right. God don't like this. God don't want this. God shuns upon this. So I fought with myself over and over and over again. But as I did, I decided, you know what? Hey, this is me. I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. I'm gonna deal with God on the other side of this, about this. So I would go to church, and I would be the good girl, all holy roly and everything. But all through the weekend, on the weekend, baby, I was clubbing. I was doing what I wanted to do with my girls and with my guys. So I was living my life, doing me. Anything and everything that I wanted to do sexually, I did it, baby. And if you know me, then you knew me, and you know I was doing it. So at the time, as I was growing up trying to be free and still embrace my religion of spirituality at that time, I was looked upon as a whore. Oh, she a hoe, 'cause she liked it. I wasn't a whore. I learned that it was okay for me to embrace my sexuality and be with whom I chose to be with, whenever I chose to be with them. There are some people still to this day, as grown-ups, as adults, who live their lives in a shameful way, thinking that they have to not actually engage sexually with people that they're interested in because that will raise their body count. What the hell is a body count? Where did it come from? I don't know where it come from, but they need to put it back. Look here. It don't matter how many people you done been with. If you choose to be with someone and engage with them in a way, then that's your choice. That's your prerogative. That's your freedom. That's your birthright. If you choose to be with someone that looks like you, whether it's culturalistic ethnicity or not, whether it's same sex or not, whatever you choose for yourself is of your own choosing. That's for you. That's your choice. That's your birthright. Can't nobody tell you what you can and cannot do. Only you. You are your God. God is within. Your movement, your frequency and vibration of living will show forth and let you know if you are going in the right direction. If something don't sit right with you, then perhaps you shouldn't do that. But don't let the ideas, thoughts, and projections of others and their systematic ways, modes of oppression and suppression be upon you to the point where you are not choosing for yourself. That's what I learned. That's what I learned the more that I begin to explore the truth about life. Because by the time I was 16, I started seeing that that whole religion thing wasn't quite working out for me. I was still going to church. I was still participating in everything, but I was just like, it just, something ain't right about this. I need to look for some other stuff. And so I did. I began to look. I started to look in Rastafarianism, still looking in religions. I started to look in the Nation of Islam. I started to look, and I couldn't do that one at all. I read the Quran, and I followed the Torah, even with the Hebrew Israelites. I did it a little bit, but I just couldn't get with it because they still were shunning my being. So y'all don't want to embrace me in these religions y'all call homosexuality sin. It's how do you say that? Abonishment. I don't know the word. A debauchery. Shameful to be that way. I had the greatest experience of my life when I turned, I don't remember how old I was, but it was the year 2005. I will never forget it. In 2005, my grandfather, God bless the dead, he still lives, yes, because he has ascended into a greater place, beyond where we are now. But he passed away. And you know, when the matriarch or the patriarch of the family passes away, it kind of brings people together. So it brought a lot of the family together, even family members that hadn't even met each other or seen each other before in life until that point. So I had a cousin that I didn't know I had, who had been around for years. But I finally met him at the funeral because he played the organ at the funeral. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate dry lips. And when it start drying up, I gotta put some on. So, AJB, my cousin's initials. I met him at my grandfather's funeral. I was introduced to him by his brother, who was at that time my favorite cousin. So my favorite cousin introduced me to his brother, whom I had never met. And they look just alike, exactly alike. They all look like my uncle. And what he said at the introduction was, bruh, if you don't get connected with nobody in the family, this one right here, this the one to be connected with. And he was talking about me. I took it as an honor because I love my cousins. And I knew, because my cousin was making this introduction of his brother and he said the things that he said, that it was important for me to build a bond with him and build a relationship with him. And so I did. And what I found out was my cousin was gay. And I said, oh, wait a minute. He wasn't just gay. He was gay and he was a musician. He was gay and he played the organ in church. He was gay and his grandfather was a pastor. His grandfather on his mother's side. And they, I'm not going to speak on that, but you see where I'm going with this. And so there were many times, many times when my cousin was not able to deal with the suppressing of his homosexuality because of the cultural, societal expectations and religious expectations that was put upon him by the family. Not just the family, but society as a whole. The expectations in the religious culture. He was an organist. And baby, that thing could play. He could play. If you know him, you know him, and you know he could play. I love my cousin. So I embraced my cousin. Hurricane Katrina came. My cousin moved to Atlanta where I was living at the time. He stayed with me a while, stayed with me and my daughters for a while, and just became part of the family in a different way. And we had several conversations, and we got to know each other in a way that we hadn't known each other. And I think that that was the greatest blessing that God could have ever given me in life, as far as relationship and connection, and learning myself and learning to appreciate who I am and embracing the truth of who I am. My cousin told me that. Even though he taught me how to embrace it, he still had so much trouble embracing it himself. And I believe that he encouraged me so much because he knew that I would carry out what he couldn't or wouldn't, because he chose to just ascend. My cousin is no longer here. He had a heart disease and died in 2008. He had from a heart attack. Now, the issues he had with his heart could have been resolved, but he chose not to because he was tired. Tired of living the lies. Tired of being ridiculed. Tired of being made fun of. Tired of being ostracized. He was tired. Baby, he was tired. So why am I telling you all this? Because if you suppress and suppress and suppress and suppress and suppress so much, especially if you are one that looks like me and you've grown up in the church with that religious culture on your back, then you will find yourself in a war, in a battle, in a depressive state that will try to take you out. And I'm here today to tell you, relinquish that fight. It's not a fight that you need to fight it no longer. Today is the day that you get your freedom. Today is the day that you speak your truth. If you have any inkling within you, if you are a woman and you ever looked at another woman and felt something that you was like, oh, I can't do that, and you never allowed yourself the decency to explore it, if you are a man and the same thing has happened unto you, but you would never speak of it, think about it, because the brothers, we don't do gay. So you've had to be on the DL. You continue to do it. You be on the DL, but you mess with trans women and you tell yourself you ain't gay because they look like women, but it's still a man. Okay, so I ain't here to bash nobody or offend anyone, but I'm here to do what I was called to do. The whole topic and discussion of today is what? Freedom in your sexuality, baby. It's time for you to get your freedom. It is so time for you to get your freedom. I don't know what more I can say other than these words right here. The day that I decided to let go and let God, the God within me, guide me, no matter what everybody else around me was telling me and saying to me. The day that I decided to let God and me flow, I began to embrace who I truly was. I decided I was created in the image of God. God is love. Love is within everything. Love is within loving one another. Love is within loving many multiples. Love is within loving without sight of color, without sight of gender. You can't put a label on it. Love is love. And attraction is attraction. So if you're a woman and you're attracted to another woman, it's okay. That's your attraction. Explore it. Become it. Be who you are. If you suppress it, you are only denying yourself truth of being, truth of knowledge of self. If you let anybody steer you wrong, you have no one to blame but yourself. It's your life. Choose for yourself. You could watch this whole YouTube video, be inspired, and still go back and choose something else other than what we talked about here. That's your choice. I don't judge people. We all have our own journey. We all have our individual own journey. This is part of my journey. I've experienced the life that I've experienced thus far. And I finally got to a place of freedom and liberation where I could talk about what I've experienced. And I can be proud and confident in knowing that it's okay for me to be me. It's okay for me to be a bisexual woman. It's okay for me to live a polyamorous lifestyle. It's okay because that's what I choose to do for myself. In the infamous words of Tupac, fuck the world. Y'all know that's my baby right there. I don't give a what everybody else is doing. Listen, until the day you decide to live for you, you will be in turmoil. It will be a fight. It will be a warfare, a battle within, and things just won't go right. I'm not wishing bad things upon you, baby. I'm telling you the truth. I know. I lived that life already. It is your opportunity that lies ahead of you. Nothing happens by coincidence. Nothing happens by happenstance. So if you have come across this YouTube channel and you've been drawn and attracted to me, baby, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to encourage you to live your best life, to be free in your sexuality. You ain't seeing this video by happenstance. You think it's a coincidence, baby? Please. It's not. It was orchestrated and divinely put in flow for you to find and for you to know. Now, if you have watched this video and you are not homosexual, bisexual, gay, any of those labels or titles, transgender, lesbian, you're not none of those, but you gained something from it. Hey, you might know somebody who is. You might can share this video with them and let them know, I think there's somebody you can relate to. You might even be able to talk to her. She can give you some support. Yes, I have live coaching sessions. I can be of great support and encouragement for those who are going through hell and silence regarding their sexuality. The time is now, people. We are in the age of Aquarius. All that other stuff is out the window. This is the season and age of enlightenment and flow. The truth will set you free. Your truth. The truth for your life will set you free. How do you find that truth? Go within self. Go within. Sit with yourself. Start talking to yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I need to be free? To be happy within myself. Because we look for happiness in other people. Them people can't make us happy. You got to start with you. And a lot of that starts with your choices and decisions that you need to make. So, with that being said, I am almost done. I am literally excited about this season of 2022, baby. This is the season of new beginnings. When I tell y'all new stuff is popping all year long, it's popping all year. The new moon is in today. It's January 2nd, 2022. The new moon is in today. Now, by the time y'all see this, the new moon has gonna been shifted and will be somewhere else, because I am doing recordings, pre-recordings, and I done already said the date. Look at me. I'm doing pre-recordings and setting them forward for the next week. I gotta prep this thing, y'all. I'm getting back in my groove, and I gotta set up a system for myself. So y'all work with me. Y'all work with me and just be patient. I'm gonna get it going, and I'm gonna get it. Whereas it's gonna be systematic and it's gonna flow easy. You gonna have YouTube videos from me every week. Every week, baby. Yeah, it's gonna be popping this year, y'all. Every week. You're gonna get YouTube videos every week. And soul inspiration tidbits. Them 10-minute ones. So you'll get the long ones like this, and then you'll get the 10-minute ones. Them 10-minute ones will just pop up every now and then. But these will come weekly. So, with that being said, please, 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 take into consideration all that I've said today in this video, and know without a doubt that it is for you to be free. To be free in your sexuality, wherever you find yourself. And if you know someone who's living in a way where they are not able to be free in who they are because they're still caught up in the religious culture. Now, I'm not knocking religion, baby, because religion, it worked wonders for me during the time when I lived that life. But when I came to know better for myself, I'm telling you, when you know better, you do better. When I came to know better for myself, I tapped into spirituality. And spirituality is what has helped me to know me and to know God. Because to know thyself is to know God. That is the greatest blessing of life, to know thyself. Knowing thyself is knowing God. So again, if you have come across this YouTube video, then it is for you. And it is, if it's not directly for you, then it is for someone that you know and you know who they are. I hope and I know that I've said something to encourage you today. If you aren't dealing with the freedoms of sexuality, then you're dealing with some kind of issue that regards you to be free. You need to be free. Take them shackles off and get free. Period. Point blank. Whether it's with sexuality or something else. Because in 2022, baby, we doing all things new. We're not still rolling with the days of the old. There's no room for it. So we must release it, let it go, and embrace the freedoms that come along with the transition and transformation of new life. And that, my dear friends, is it for today. Please follow me on IG, Instagram, Queen Kenya the Life Coach, at Queen Kenya the Life Coach. You can follow me there. You can get inspired daily with quotes or posts that I post. If you are an eccentric tantric being, you can follow me at Empress Queen 55, and you can get inspired there daily with my tantric sensual post. That is a private page. So if you come, you have to be approved. Um, Also, please check out my website, www.empressqueenkenya.com. Look for my 2022 calendars, which are now available. You can pre-order them. And I am just excited, overly excited about this. I really and truly am. I'm so grateful, y'all. This is an opportunity and things that are happening that's been a long time coming. And I'm so ready to just flow in everything that is within me to do. As I say, and I'm going to continue to say, I am not for everybody. I am for a specific audience, and my audience is for me. If you have found me, if you have been drawn to me, it is purposeful. Seek within yourself the truth that you are. Seek within yourself the truth of your higher self that is calling out to you, that connects with me. And then we can be on this journey together as I encourage you and support your soul journey. Because this season is our season of new beginnings. Blessings, love, light, and darkness be unto you. Please subscribe, like the video, share it, and be merry. I am Queen Kenya, the life coach, aka Empress Queen. Signing off, y'all. Till next time. Peace, love, light, and darkness. Remember, that is balance. As above, so below. I'm not wishing ill on you, or to you, or upon you. I am just simply wishing balance be with you always. Ashe.